Welcome, Red Bulls, to the last show of Studio G of the semester. I'm Simone Randall.
And I'm Yusil Turan. Thank you for joining us.
Today we'll have updates on the Roe vs. Wade debate, Michigan school shooting, and an in-studio interview with Petronia Boussois.
That's right. We have all that and more coming up.
The decades-long debate about abortion rights continues as the Supreme Court listens to arguments about overturning the Roe vs. Wade law. There is not a clear answer on what the Supreme Court will decide, but protesters from both sides were present in the hearing.
The 15-year-old suspect in the Oxford High School shooting will be tried as an adult. The Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald announced that they will be charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of terrorism, 7 counts of assault with intent of murder, and 12 counts of possession of firearms.
In some states, the pharmacist shortages has become so overwhelming that prescriptions are not being filled, or some places can't even give out COVID vaccines. CNN reporter Jackson Kurtz has more.
It's really frustrating.
At large retail pharmacy chains like CVS and Walgreens, some patients have been running into problems.
Of course, when folks go in and they go to the pharmacy and it's a trusted source of healthcare for them, and they walk in and it's not available, they get concerned.
In both Kansas and Missouri, a shortage of pharmacists and an overload of work has caused some pharmacies to not fill prescriptions or give out vaccine shots.
When you put a heavy workload on an already stressed system that's struggling to be able to provide just the day-to-day activities, it just makes it a very complicated system.
State pharmacists say the problems won't be fixed until the pandemic calms down.
Long term, once we get through this current variant and the booster shots and get a little bit more activity in the vaccinations, that it'll level out.
In the meantime, they're advocating for folks to call pharmacies before you go there and support local pharmacies in your own community.
We want folks to be able to get their medications when they need them.
Our reporter, Richard Pezik, has an update on the Ghislaine Maxwell trial.
It has been more than 2 years since the death of Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was found in a jail cell a month after he was arrested for sex trafficking charges. Maxwell was the one who is now being accused of helping Mr. Epstein exploit and abuse multiple young girls. In the wake of Epstein's suicide, this highly anticipated trial will possibly be an opportunity to finally have some sort of conviction on Epstein's alleged crimes. Maxwell herself has pleaded not guilty. The charges she is being tried on are multiple trafficking-related counts, as well as enticing minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts and sex trafficking that prosecutors are saying took place on the mysterious island called Little St. James. This has been a long time coming, and prosecutors argue that the facilitation of these young girls to Epstein was happening from around 1994 to at least 2004. Reporting for Studio G, this is Richard Pezik.
Even though the semester is coming to an end, I interviewed a dietitian that shares how UNLV students can maintain healthy habits.
Right now, we are seeing grocery prices and food prices rising, and it can be hard on our pockets. Local dietitian Emma has some tips on eating healthy on a budget.
I definitely think that there's a stigma around healthy eating, that you think that you have to go to Whole Foods or buy all organic in order to eat healthy, but really it's just about building balanced meals. I do most of my shopping at Walmart or the dollar store. Some tips that I give people are to buy things in bulk and freeze it. You can buy a whole pack of chicken thighs or breasts at Costco and then freeze it, and that'll last you all month. Also, buying frozen vegetables. Some people think that fresh vegetables are healthier, but actually it preserves more of the vitamin C. So technically, if you're eating frozen foods, it can actually be more nutritious than having to buy fresh. Some other things, helpful tips, are going to the dollar store. I feel like a lot of people don't go to the dollar store to get some groceries, but they have preserved foods like breadcrumbs, soups, beans, pasta. These are things that are shelf stable and don't really go bad. You can get seaweed or nuts for snacking, dark chocolate, granola bars, energy bars. These are all things that can be really helpful for shopping on a budget and eating healthy on a budget.
Nice. I learned so much. I didn't know the dollar store had like healthy food options for people.
Yeah, and it's good to know where we can get those healthy foods, and there's so many options, not just the typical stores that we know of. And being healthy is such an essential thing. So I'm happy to have learned from that report.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I was glad I got the chance to interview her. But we will be back with a special guest in studio after this break.
Hello. Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's why you need Emergency. Everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is 1 tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download Emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.
Today we have Petrania Bolswan, founder of Petrania LLC and visiting lecturer at UNLV, here with us today. Petrania, welcome, and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Hi, thank you so much. And you were actually once my student.
Yes.
Here at UNLV. So excited to be here in the studio where I taught and now get to talk to you on this last show. This is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's a little pressure because you did teach me. So it's a little pressure, but
you'll be great.
Thank you. So tell me, Petrania, about media representation and its importance.
Yeah, and this is the topic that you want to address today, and it's so important because, you're in the field now, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going into the media world, so representation is important. So you're talking about, people of color, women, so it's just such an important topic right now, especially for young people, because right now media companies across the country and around the world, actually, they're really, embracing this idea of representation, because the people in this country, especially the U.S., we're getting more diverse, right? There are people from moving here from all around the world, people of different ethnicities, diversity. So it's so important that you have people on TV who look like us, right? Because you want people to be able to relate to you. So it's nice to have reporters who are, people of color, because you have more Asian Americans. Like, for example, here in Nevada, Asian Americans are the fastest growing population group here in this area. So to have, reporters and anchors who look like them, that's really important.
And as of now, do you think we're heading into that right direction? Do we see more diversity?
I think that we definitely are. I think, it's still a slow process in the media, but I think more media managers out there are seeing the importance of that. So when they do hire, they do make it kind of a priority to make sure that they hire, people from different backgrounds. So I think it's going in the right direction.
And you're also, obviously, I mentioned it earlier, you're a visiting lecturer, and this is our last show, and we have so many UNLV students graduating in all different majors, and in journalism as well. What advice would you give to the journalism students in succeeding? Because we do have a diverse...
Yeah. I say embrace it, really play it up. If you speak different languages, if you've lived in other countries, if you've been exposed to different cultures, really play that up on your resume. And when you apply, just say you're moving to a diverse area like Nevada, for example, they're looking for a job here, just say, hey, I can represent different viewpoints, and I speak different languages. So work that in your favor when you're applying for a job.
Yeah, and also it's very important to as you said, embrace yourself. And what advice would you give for all those students who, especially with reels and resumes, what are
Right.
the most important things?
And that's what I taught you, right? In the
Yeah.
last semester. Like, your reel is so important. And hopefully this will be part of your reel. You know, you getting to interview me. So be yourself, but also really, you know, get advice from people. You know, reach out to people in the business, reach out to me if any of the students are watching. If you wanted to get some advice on what people are looking for in the real world, I think that's really important. So ask for help.
That's for help. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Patricia, for being here today. For any UNLV students that are interested in taking her, it's journalism 449, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure what the number is, but yes, I'll be back next semester.
She'll be back next semester, and I loved it. I won't give spoiler alerts about her class, but I loved it, and
Thank
I
you.
learned so much.
Awesome. Well, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this break.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Hello, and now for weather. Today we are at a beautiful 66 degrees, clear skies and sunny. You can expect a high of 71 degrees today with a low of 47. This weekend is awfully looking pretty nice as well. Clear skies, sunny, low 70s, perfect weather to go out, enjoy the sun, enjoy the weather before it starts getting cold and we get into those real December temperatures. And now back to you, Seal, with sports.
That's right. We're going back to sports. The Las Vegas Golden Knights had an away game against the Anaheim Ducks last night and lost 6-5. Both teams were scoreless in the first period. Going into a second period, the Ducks scored 2 goals, but then the Knights player William Carrier scored a goal to put them on the board. The Ducks scored 2 more times in the period, and the Knights scored a shorthanded goal from Zach Whitecloud. With less than 15 seconds left, the Golden Knights started the third period strong with a shorthanded goal by Matthias Janmark, making it a 1-point game. The Ducks answers back with a goal scored by Jamie Drysdale. Max Pacioretty then scored a power play goal, making it a 1-point game again. With less than 2 minutes left in the game, Isaac Lundstrom from the Ducks scored a short-handed goal approaching close to the end of the game. Vegas Golden Knights are down two. But then with less than 30 seconds left, the Knights made a 1-point game once again. VGK able to tie the game, leaving them with a loss. They play next tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. against the Arizona Coyotes at Gala River Arena.
The Oakland A's are reportedly considering the Tropicana Hotel site to build a potential ballpark. They are also viewing 2 other sites owned by Wynn Las Vegas and Caesars Entertainment. Respectively, David Cavall, the president of the A's, suggested a price tag of $1 billion could be possible, but has not made any more comments to date.
Our Runnin' Rebels men's basketball team faced the SMU Mustangs and lost 64-83. Royce Ham Jr. scored 13 points and 10 rebounds to lead the Rebels. Both Bryce Hamilton and Justin Webster added 12 points each. This marks their second consecutive loss after losing to UCLA last weekend. The Rebels are now 4-4 in their season run and will face the San Francisco Dons on Saturday at 7 p.m.
Gervonta Davis, the world's lightweight champion, will fight against a new contender, Isaac Cruz, also known as Pit Bull Cruz, carries 18 consecutive victories. Cruz has had only a few weeks to prepare for the fight, in which he is also the underdog. Gervonta Davis, the lightweight champion of the world, will fight a new contender, Isaac Cruz. I'm looking forward to see the fight. How about you?
I'm definitely looking forward. All these sports are just so exciting, and I just can't wait to see what the results will be.
Same. The fashion world is mourning the loss of a widely acclaimed designer who was also the artistic director of Louis Vuitton. Christian Smith has more. Kanye West honored the cultural icon at his Sunday service. Many fellow musicians and people from the fashion world were there to pay tribute as well. And Rihanna has made many achievements throughout her artistic career. The most recent was being declared National Hero of Barbados during the island's first presidential inauguration. The ceremony took place after the island officially removed Queen Elizabeth as its head of state. Barbados obtained its independence 55 years ago. This action cut all ties with its British colonizers.
On to other news, Joaquin Guzman, also known as El Chapo, has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. His wife, Emma Coronel Aispuro, expressed her regret for her participation in the cartel and the damage that it may have caused to the citizens. She accepted all responsibility and admitted that it would be hard for the judge to ignore that it is El Chapo's situation. Aispuro told the judge to take into account her children who would grow up without parents.
In the end, the judge reduced the sentence, saying that Aispuro met Guzman, which she was a minor, 17 years old, and married Guzman at 18. The judge said that he expects that Aispuro raises her twins in different environment. The defense has asked if is it possible to consider putting her in prison near Los Angeles, where her daughters live?
Spotify Rap was released yesterday. If you are a Spotify user, you can listen to all personal and your most listened artists and songs. Apple Music has also the yearly trend and launched their own version. As the show comes to an end, our crew has a few last words. Take a look.
Hey Rebels, I had a lot of fun this semester. Hope to see you all soon. This is Jose Ruiz signing off.
I just want to thank all the classmates, RT, Professor Larson, Richard. Thank you for everything. I learned a lot in this class. I'm going to be using it towards the future.
Thank you! Thank you for a great semester of Studio G.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, RT.
And thank you, Richard. You guys made this possible.
Until next time.
So I would just like to say thank you to my entire class because we were a small class. We came in on the weekends. We did everything it took to make this possible. And look at that.
Thank you so much for everybody for supporting us and being here. We had so many people coming to help us, not just our two instructors. And tell me, Simone, what was your favorite part about this semester?
Every part was my favorite part. I can't just pinpoint just one part. Like every day was something new, a great experience. I loved it all.
Yeah, and I feel like you said it yourself, experience is something that we're gonna be taking from this class. The experience, the practice, and the knowledge that we learned here is something very valuable that we will forever take. And I feel like everybody has this class gave everybody a firm path on what they want to do. I know I have my path that I want to take after this class. May enforce that passion. So I'm very excited to see what the future holds. And also, I just want to say congratulations to all the UNLV students that are graduating this semester. This year, the youngest graduate at 15 years old is going to graduate. So this semester is making history. And I can't forget about our very own Simone. Congratulations, you're also graduating this semester.
Thank you. I'm super excited. I'm happy, and I just can't wait.
Yeah, all that hard work has paid off, and you're finally setting a new story, a new chapter in your life. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. This has helped us so much this semester, like all the in-studio interviews. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and we hope you enjoyed our last show and have a great winter break.
Thank you so much, everybody. See you next semester with a brand new cast of Studio G.